Alright, it's time to talk about Rat King, who is technically unfinished, but only in that his kicking normals that you're gonna see, they're all kind of either borrowed or just kind of Franken-sprited because I'm waiting on some more sprites to get done. But his punches are done. And that's the reason why I haven't made a promotional video for him yet. Like, everything else is finished, but I want him to absolutely have what he's supposed to have. Because what he is like this big, slow brute who hits like a truck. And for that reason, he has these struggles in a few matchups, like this one, for example. Like, it's really annoying. But just as easily as he can deal damage, he has to deal with problems like that. But, as you also can see, he bounces right back, because he's the Rat King. So in between rounds, he gets some coaching from his friends. They help him figure out what he did wrong, know what he could do right next time. His super is a command grab. He's the only other person in the game besides Despero who has a command grab super. And for that reason, you have to be up close and personal. But unlike Despero, he can juggle into his, because his doesn't go anywhere. Now, Michelangelo can normally give you a lot of problems if you're not on your shit, but if you are, then you'll be fine. So that's a reference to the fact that Rat King dies a lot. And Leonardo last knew him to be a dead man. So, he's back. You also can tick into it, which makes it very, very impressive. Let's get some help from the boys. It's important to know that the difference between the light kick and the hard kick drop kick is hard kick drop kick has a lot more recovery, but it doesn't have that bounce effect that you have on block. If it hits, you just kind of stay in their face. So you also can just mash that during block strings. If it's not a true combo, that'll come out. Didn't mean to waste my super there. That might cost me the round. It really might. Oh no. Just walk up and kick him. Alright. That was a brave ass kick. That's what it's oh yeah. So he has this attack where he slams the ground and a pillar comes out. The Omega-1 does 3 of them, and it goes pretty far. Here goes nothing. Now that's kind of how he deals with zoning, but it's not really a guarantee. It's also doesn't work against most projectiles. So use it sparingly unless you have enough distance to cover the spread. Otherwise, that's what its intended purpose uses. It helps him deal with zoning. But you also have to know what's coming. Like, this matchup is frustrating. Should not have pressed the button. I think he's dead. Or not. Now he is. This guy, as you saw in my video of Green Arrow, I was not doing nowhere near as much movement, and that's probably why I didn't do so well. Should have just hit him. The bat versus the rat. So if you media that just right, you can technically press a button. So this super is very long because it's basically a glorified taunt. Like, it's so ridiculously over the top compared to everybody else's. So the shock sphere has been turned into a mash punch attack. So doing it is, while it is very good at what it does, doing it is not very easy. So it's well, once you get used to doing it on the demand, you can anti-area, you can break out of black strings with it if they try to press a button, because it comes out decently fast, but not too fast, unless you do the Omega one. The Omega one is like purely one of the best punishers in the entire game. And it does a lot of stun. This crouch and hard punch also has a lot of range. And his dash is also very fast, because otherwise his movement is very slow. That's pretty much just guaranteed you're going to win. The rat versus the cat. Well, you know what they say about a rat corner. Not a lot. This is his command grab. This is what you can do with it. Really, really silly things. Like, yeah, you tell her. Fuck that cat. I can technically do a reversal out of that, but I have to have better timing. Oh jeez, okay. That's enough. Am I just gonna fight all the turtles? So big words from a turtle with a stick. So because the super is so very long, it's more or less like it gives you time to take a sip of water, you know, to check your text, you know, see what's going on with loved ones. It's the whole package. Trying to throw was a little too early. Now, the trivia for you guys is, where's that explosion from? The hint is, it's obviously not from Tournament Fighters, but it is a Super Nintendo game. If you can tell me where that pillar effect is from, you will win. Anywho, this is war. Yep, that's a stun. That was war. So Rat King's strength comes from the fact that he hits like a truck, and once he's in your face, you have to, you pretty much have to deal with him. Oh boy. Yep, that works. I might be dead. Well. That is a very angry April. Okay. I've had about enough of this. Right, I'm thinking the same thing you guys are. It's crazy, right? So our counter isn't foolproof, at least not that one. Basically, everyone thinks Rat King is a joke. And for all intents and purposes, he kinda is, but he's also very strong. So, he's not worth ignoring. At the same time, this is an appropriate strategy. Well. Okay. getting dangerous. Why would you please do your damn super? Oh. The last thing I feel like doing is losing because something weird was happening. And sometimes my stick can be weird. That's the monkey's paw curse, for those who are aware of what my stick is. I'll explain that later. Well, I kind of explained it on a Sailor Moon Top 8 for a CEO, but that was another time. He could have killed me. A foolish decision that would cost him quite a bit. Alright, so here we are at Kirby again. The only thing I can think about this matchup is, well, obviously me jumping probably will never play out in my favor. So I'm gonna still do it, but I'm gonna be very careful about it. Huh. I could have sworn that I had some things put in for him to not do that, but apparently not. Oh, the super's fine. That's not terrible. So, because our Rat King's unfinished, I never had a chance to test him against Kirby X. So this is all happening in real time. Okay. Well, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Because Rat King's punish game is so high that, like, obviously since he's so slow, anytime you go near him, it's like going into the lion's den, right? So you have to be careful when you approach Rat King. That's the reason why I put him midway through arcade as a possibility, because he's not strong because of the fact that he can do a whole bunch of invulnerable attacks or is really fast. No, he's strong because if you make a mistake, he will kill you. It's like not even pretty what he does. Like, you saw how much damage I was doing from basically nothing. That's the kind of stuff Rat King does. He hits hard, and he doesn't hit a lot, because he doesn't need to. But he's also fast like a rat whenever he's moving, but slow when he walks, because he's approaching with caution and other metaphors that I can't think of right now.